I am resident of Colwood for YouTube. Joel States. That's my buddy Patrick McCray. That's my buddy Alan Gallant. We're here to continue our review of Hap and Leonard. This from season one. I think this is episode 6.
Correct.
The
And
last episode of season 1.
yes, and I love how they don't show you whether Leonard's alive right away. Me and Alan were talking about this a little bit before we started. That really good tease job by the writers and director here.
Yeah, it not only is it a good tease job, but it also keeps the audience from like exploding from anxiety, because you still have a good half of an episode where there's a lot of tension and violence and so on, but it's broken up by these flash forwards.
It's very, very well sculpted.
It is.
Yeah.
It is very well done.
And really good job by the effects department with the flashback and the hospital scene. Really good acting job too.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
it
really is.
The hospital's a set, right? I mean,
yeah. I'm sure it is.
Yeah, really good job too with the set design here for the hospital. It looks very small townish.
Yeah, the flavor stays consistent in terms of that. You know, you're in that swampy little southeastern Texas town near the Louisiana border.
Yeah, aka Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
And I know a guy who is his son makes an appearance in this episode as young Otto, the driver of the car.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah.
Really go back and take a screenshot of that guy and then look at who they have playing the older version, because it's his dad.
Oh, cool.
In real life, it's a Louisiana actor named John McConnell, aka Spud, who is the Huey Long.
Yeah,
he's got a Huey Long one-man show called Kingfish.
Cool.
And he is the Huey Long experience.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. What did you guys think of? I'm trying to think. Trudy coming back to save the day here.
I knew she was going to leave. I just knew she was going to leave. The only question was, is she going to come back?
Man.
And I thought that was 50-50. It was 100% she was going to leave in my mind. I knew she was going to panic and leave. As soon as as soon as he started taking shots at her, he was going to leave. She was going to leave.
Well, I mean, that's why they nailed her hand to the table, so she wouldn't leave.
Right. Well,
the only way
I think
the episode.
The reason she comes back, I think, is Hap is now her only link to whatever her past more stable life was.
Yeah.
And B, SOB soldier drove a nail through my hand. I'm going back.
Well,
yeah,
it's incredible. It's incredible. I love the way she actually does not. She pulls the nail out of the table, and the nail is still in her hand, so she can use it to literally nail someone. And Paco, as a matter of fact, gets it right to the eye. But then she leaves it in there until was it Hap pulls it out? I guess. Yeah.
That is straight out of Sword and the Sorcerer.
God,
which is a movie I love.
I mean, that hurt me when I was watching her go through all of that.
Yeah.
That was like my hand started having sympathetic throbbings. It was like, oh God.
Man. Yeah, she does. There's that scene where you're right. She gets Paco in the eye in one of the early episodes.
Yeah, she basically just slaps him in the face with it.
But I love how when she's driving, she makes the decision to go back.
She does. She stops.
Yep.
And she weeps, and then she turns around. But you don't know she turns around until she comes through the side of the house.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. It's also
a Kool-Aid Man moment.
Yeah, that was a great scene creation, and worked very well.
It sort of reminded me of what was it? the vampire movie in the 80s, Lost Boys, where the grandfather comes crashing
Right
through
into the house.
Yeah.
You hear the sound of the horn, you know.
Yeah.
But that's funny. This here, like you said, you don't know she's coming back, and when she does, it's a nice surprise.
Yeah. There's a VW van right through the house.
Right through the house.
In bay
Right
window.
the van is more durable than the house. That's
It probably was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow it kept running through all of this trauma that it received.
Yeah. Well, it's because she could repair it herself. That was the whole point.
Well,
Apparently so, yes.
Well, here's the thing too. Vehicles back then, they were made of metal. They weren't made of this plastic shit you see today.
Well, still, that's a lot of trauma.
Yeah. Yeah.
She drives it out of the house and takes him to the hospital. So, I mean, it's like, okay.
I love too how she's confessing the death of the drowning the bird. I'm like,
yeah, that again, this is where it makes the most sense, and it also, you know, he doesn't hear it, and the first thing I thought of, and I actually said it out loud, I said, Trudy, don't ever tell him that story.
Yeah.
Don't ever. You just caught a break. Don't ever tell him that story.
Yeah. It would kill him. It would kill him. It would hurt him really bad. What did you think, Patrick, of this? Her saying that and him being passed out asleep.
It was beautiful. I mean, it was really beautiful that she finally gets this out of her system.
Yeah,
as her last act.
Yeah. I mean,
and it has that perfect literary irony. When you say something like that, the other person is forbidden by the laws of literature from hearing you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of the ritual, and I do believe in story construction as ritual. And
and so it's a private. It becomes a private catharsis.
Yes.
Rather than having it complicated by the reaction of somebody else.
Yes, because no reaction would be what she needs.
Right. Yeah.
For good reason, because humans are decent. Sometimes. Yeah.
I'd forgotten Leonard's uncle died in here. Died in this.
Yeah.
Really good funeral scene. Good shot.
Yeah, I love the cowboy suit.
Yeah.
Cowboy suit's great.
Yeah.
And yet it has this dignity to it.
Yes. Well, I mean, he looks sharp as hell in it, for one thing. It's a nice suit. I mean, it's an expensive suit. He had it, tailored and everything. But so it's not. I mean, they went through that ritual, so that's fairly solemn. It's not like you're ever going to mistake it for him like disrespecting the body or anything like that.
There's something very ancient about Hap appointing him and addressing him.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very Greek going into battle kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we get to see one of the places where Hap is a mentor in dealing with bereavement and just the human things that Leonard's a killing machine. He's not programmed for that.
But he and we also discover that Hap and Leonard have experienced this terrible loss in the past.
Death is what bonded them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bit with the candy bar in the comic book.
Yeah.
It's just too much. It's in the best way.
Yeah.
It is sadistically well told.
Mm-hmm. And it's something kids would do to try to, in a way, it's a comforting, they try and figure out a way to comfort each other. So, and I love the way that whole accident unfolds through a number of episodes. You get the first part of it, and then you get the first part of it plus a little more, and then you get a little more and a little more until finally you realize what significant the whole thing is.
Really, really good episode too, because the fact that you guys talked about they were bonded through a tragedy, and I like the fact too that when the grandpa dies and they have that funeral and him dressed like a cowboy, he looks like he could belong in a western. Like he doesn't come across as fake or insincere.
Texas, of course he could.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's sort of in that in-between world between, the cowboy world and the Cajun world. But yeah, absolutely.
In season 2, cowboy figures and figurines and things like that, we learn are very important to Leonard.
Yeah. Well, he's a huge fan of country music, so we know that there's something going on there, some connection there as well. So.
And I think, in real life, Hap is his cowboy figure. He's his cowboy action figure that gives him comfort.
Yeah, it's interesting because in the hospital he says, as Hap's leaving, he says, "Hap, when I said you weren't my type," and there's a little suspension there, and he says,
"I meant it.
I meant it."
And that is one of the most beautiful "I love yous."
It is. It's totally that, because that's the only way Leonard's
seen.
going to say it. That's the only way he's going to say it.
Yeah, they do a good job with the suspense of that too. It's funny.
Just held it for just a long enough beat, and then let him have it.
Yeah. Were you guys shocked that the grandpa got killed here, or died?
He just died, I think. He just died. Yeah. No, I wasn't terribly shocked, and the way they presented it was pretty, okay, this makes sense. And, the whole thing of going through all the clutter of his house too, that's like the clutter of Leonard's life.
Yeah.
Which is why, and he says things that have significance, like, "I think I'm going to stay here tonight. You want to stay here with me?" He says, "Well, what if I say no?" He says, "It's a
long walk."
And he says, "I just want to stay here so I can go through stuff in the basement before the county gets here, because he's going to anything that they can repossess, because he died in debt. He did. He's going to take anything of any sentimental value or that he can get his hands on before that happens. In all this clutter, which is his life too."
Yeah. And there's a body in the basement.
There is. And that's really that's what we're left with. That's what we're left with. And it's great. The camera, the truck shot, or the zoom shot, whatever it is fantastic, because you can't really tell quite what it is at first. And then it goes in and closer, and all of a sudden you can see the outline of the skull, and you can see all of this stuff. And it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
This story is not over.
No, not at all. And the 3 seasons really stay connected through things like that.
And the lighting job they do in the basement too, with the skeleton.
Oh, it's nice. It's all the cinematic stuff there. Is perfect.
Yeah, really, really great job with that. What's you guys' favorite scene in this episode?
Man, I don't know. It's beyond that. I wish I could say.
I like personal catharsis for me is when Trudy blows Soldier away.
Yeah.
And that's a nice build, because Hap doesn't really want to kill him.
So for me in that, I like when Hap can't do it or won't do it.
That's part of that scene.
And you realize just what a bedrock decent man he is.
Even in the face of something that evil, he doesn't want to.
He won't do it.
Yeah. But it makes sense that Trudy does it, because she's the one that got really terrorized and abused in a lot of ways, as much as anybody did. But and she was also physically tortured. So
she's a crack shot too. That's what's important.
Well, I think she was probably back there taking slow aim during that whole thing. So
she was pacing herself.
Yeah, made sure it was going to be an accurate shot.
I love the car ride that does, because again, they don't make it to the hospital on the car ride, because she passes out and then goes to sleep, and then they wake you up to the hospital.
Right. So
but I love the confession about the bird, because it's not something I was expecting when I first watched this. And it's like you realize, okay, he would be yelling if he heard this, but when you look back and you see his sleep, she dozes off, they go in the bushes. They wake up in the hospital. I love that whole sequence there. Really good.
Yeah, I just envision somebody encountered them alongside the road because she ditches the vehicle, so it's kind of, you can still see it from the road, but so I envision something like that probably happening. And they see blood everywhere inside the damn thing.
Big orange monstrosity.
Yeah, they're all bleeding, and so.
Yeah. My father-in-law has a big, huge van out here in the yard. It's funny. I don't know how old it is, but it's old. So I'm trying to think. I don't have any more questions about this episode. Is there anything you guys want to
It's sheer beauty.
Yeah, it's great. It's incredibly well crafted. It sets good standards for scenic storytelling. The transitions, the builds, the flashbacks, all of it.
So, are you glad I harassed you guys into watching this?
You didn't have to harass me too much, but I kind of was interested in it because I'd never heard of it before.
Yeah,
I had no reference to it whatsoever. So
it's just fantastic. It's so beautiful.
It's sort of what a Dark Shadows in the South should look like.
Oh yeah, in terms of the especially some of those earlier episodes where they're skulking around in the swamp and all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, so get ready for season 2, which has all sorts of voodoo and stuff in it.
Oh, good. Good. Glad he did not waste that opportunity.
Oh no, Lansdale knows exactly where the butter is on his bread.
Yeah.
So we're doing episode.
We're doing Cold in July.
Yes, we're doing Cold in July.
Which I just rewatched minutes ago.
Is that on Tubi?
Yeah. And it is the warm up. It's the same guys. It's the same 2 guys, and it's based on a Lansdale book. And Don Johnson is fantastic in it.
Oh, cool.
Sam Shepard is terrific in it.
Good.
Michael C. Hall has the worst haircut I've ever seen on anyone in a movie. And Jewel, you'll be thrilled to know, at one point they watch a brief bit of a porn film that involves someone wearing a lucha libre mask.
Oh God! Oh God!
You're gonna love it.
Oh my God!
We talked about that when we were watching the movie. We said, "Oh, here's the part Jules is gonna love."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So cold in what, July?
Cold in July.
Cold in July tomorrow night.
Yes.
So cold in July. Lucha Libre mask.
Wednesday.
So link to Patrick McCray's Dark Shadows Daybook about. It's going to be in the description box. Link to Alan Gallant's YouTube channel, College Sport After Dark.
I promise someday I'll put a new one up. I promise someday I will. It might not be tomorrow, but someday.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Check out his YouTube channel. Really, really good. Go pick up Patrick's book if you haven't already. Really great read. Both books are Dark Shadows Daybook Unbound.
Thank you.
Really, really awesome. Guys, I'll see you tomorrow night. Have a safe night.
All right. Take care, sir.
Bye, guys.
Hey, mofos.
Bye.